be totally supported by the community itself.
Well, I want to let you know right now that we got the podcast going, and for those who are just joining us on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube page, Bill Bowman is the face you see right now who joined us here at WFNC. You're the longtime publisher, I guess the creator. Were you the creator of it?
Of Up and Coming Weekly as a newspaper, yes.
Yes, and so you're giving us a spiel on the history of it, and share part of that again, because a lot of folks don't know the relevance of your publication.
Well, free papers, again, in the 80s and 90s were kind of like the bane of the industry, and they, over the years, increased their credibility by providing more community-related information free to the public and supported totally by the community. So now free papers are, especially in communities, are extremely strong. The official word for it, Gilbert, is demand publication. And the reason the word demand is associated with free papers is because no one receives it unless they pick it up. Here in Cumberland County, we have over 350 locations in all 9 municipalities, including Fort Bragg. So the people that get our publication are people that want the publication and want the information that's in it.
And so that has been a process that has kind of evolved now. But even though you don't have folks going door to door or whatever it is in terms of delivering, there's still spots where people can pick up the publication.
Well, absolutely, and it's more effective. I mean, there are other medias that tout large circulations and all that, but when you're mailing things out or subscribing, you really don't know who, in fact, is getting the information, all right? But here, every person that picks up the paper wants it. Now, on a national basis, if you have a free publication and it's free and it's made available in stands, and 80% of our publications, Gilbert, are located inside businesses and organizations. So if you have an 85% pickup rate, that's considered excellent, all right, because we're audited. Up and Coming Weekly's pickup rate is 96%, so which is exceptional.
Well, I see you have it down on the table there, but this, Linda brought this by yesterday. Hold that up so folks on the podcast can see it, because what I'm always impressed is by the cover and it kind of highlights what's inside and it makes you want to pick it up. I guess that's the thing.
Well, not only that, but the format of Up and Coming is to accentuate and promote the community. All right. In other words, we tell the story of what's happening here in the community. Advertising, is important. Businesses need to do that, okay? But what we get to do is we get to showcase and accentuate that business or organization.
And I feel like Vanna White here. I'm handing you these things. Yeah, I really wanted you to see that one because that's High School Musical, and that performance is going on right now with the Cape Fear Regional Theater. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who aren't, you can put it down, Vanna.
Thank you.
But the covers are just fantastic, and so you have a good graphic person that does that. But I want to talk about High School Musical for 1 second. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's available by the Cape Fear Regional Theater. They're redoing their theater up at 4 Points or 5 Points, whatever you want to call that. But in the meantime, they're doing it in the old Holiday Inn Bordeaux. And I want to say that Dominique Womack, and I'm not sure, have you seen it, Trevor, yet?
I have not, no.
Okay, well, Dominique Womack saw it, and she said she was just amazed how the way the performance is set up there, like actors and actresses are coming out all over.
Right,
giving high fives.
Actually, Dominique is on the cover of this issue.
She's all over the place.
But you're absolutely right. Not only is it an excellent show, Mary Kate Burke, who's the artistic director, doing a fantastic job. Her and Ellen Wren make a remarkable team. But what people don't know is they have directed and put that show together with two completely different casts. Okay, so not only has she produced the show, but she produced it with two completely different casts, which, gosh, I don't know, maybe 25 or 30 people in each one. So it is a great show. We saw it on Friday. We host the preview opening of two shows each year, in which we have the privilege of doing.
Yeah, I think it opened on Thursday night, and then we had them in here on Friday to talk about it as well. And so, we can't give enough pats on the back to our local folks who do what they do in our community to do the entertainment.
Gilbert, that's what we do. And obviously, after 30 years, it works.
Absolutely. Well, you got this edition right here. You got a spread eagle down there, and you want to highlight some things that people can get?
Well, yeah. The thing about it is Up and Coming Weekly has a variety of different information. It's not an entertainment magazine, but it has information about the businesses, organizations, the government, but we do showcase the major events and the people that are doing things that make this community better here. And again, advertising only tells you the who, what, when, and where. We go deep into the organization or the event to give people some insights to how important they are. For instance, on the cover, we got the second annual Blueprint Awards are coming up. They're coming up in February. Great organization. This is their second annual where they recognize movers and shakers here in the community. And the article tells about last year's winners. It tells about what's going to be going on this year. It's going to be at Blissful Alchemist on Ray Avenue, which is a wonderful, wonderful facility. And there's a lot of people that are working hard to make that a successful event.
Bill, you got a lot of things you want to talk to us about here. You've got another about 10 minutes or so. And what we're going to do is take a little break, go to the weather, and then we're going to come back to you.
Sure.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC, and we've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with Matthew Huddleston.
Mostly cloudy skies with rain coverage increasing today, a high in the lower 40s, and then a wintry mix is possible overnight into very early on Thursday with a low around 30 degrees, and then drying out towards the afternoon, a high tomorrow around 40. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Matthew Huddleston.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much. 41, that's the number right now. Fayetteville, Spring Lake, and also in Grays Creek. You're listening to News Talk 640 with WFNC.
Fayetteville's first in news and information for 4 decades. News Talk 640 WFNC. Just say, Alexa, play WFNC.
Now playing News Talk 640 WFNC.
What does the future look like when it's reimagined through culture, creativity, and history? Discover Kindred Visions, a bold exhibition of Afrofuturism hosted by the Arts Council of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, and sponsored in part by the North Carolina Arts Council, City of Fayetteville, and Cumberland County Public Library. Celebrate the Arts Council of Fayetteville, Cumberland County at their free opening reception, January 23rd, from 6 to 8 p.m. at 301 Hay Street. Kindred Visions runs through March 1st.
It's getting chilly in the Carolinas. If your heat isn't cutting it, don't wait. Call Bass Air Conditioning and Heating now. For a limited time, get a system check for just $59. Or check out our low monthly payment options and huge rebates on new HVAC systems. Free estimates, second opinions, and fast installs from the team trusted for over 70 years. When you're cold or sweaty, call Bass. We're ready.
Bass Air Conditioning. We're your comfort guys.
Crime is already skyrocketing in 2026. Now, you may already own a firearm, but before you face the financial, the legal, the emotional weight of pulling that trigger, there is new technology, a smarter option. It's non-lethal. BYRNA.com. Berta makes less lethal launchers. It fires tear gas, pepper spray, kinetic rounds. It is designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes. That gives you time to escape. That gives you time to get help without deadly consequences. Now, remember, it fires at 400 feet per second, and it has serious stopping power, enough to shut down a threat very fast without the legal, moral complexity of using lethal force. And every single launcher hand-assembled in beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana. Legal in all 50 states, no background check, and they'll ship it straight to your door. Just go to BYRNA.com today and find the right launcher for you and your family. That's BYRNA.com.
Good Morning Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2.
News Talk 640 WFNC. I tell you what, we are doing our thing here with Bill Bowman with the up-and-coming weekly newspaper. And Bill, you're perusing the pages like you hope folks will do when they pick it up.
I love reading my own newspaper.
He's the publisher. Bill, you got another 5 minutes or so. Tell us what's important in the paper this time.
Well, it's all important, Gilbert. The things I want to showcase is to draw people's attention to Pitt Dickey's articles. You know, Pitt's been writing for us for over 2 decades now. He's just a remarkable writer and just a funny, interesting man. And also, I want to tell people that the Care Clinic has their week of caring this week where they're feeding everybody, and that event is going on all this week. But I want people to focus in on the article that we did on page 14 about Joe Thigpen. Joe is a remarkable gentleman, and people wonder, well, why are you writing about Joe? Joe is retiring after 48 years in the beverage distribution business, which means that for 48 years, he has been involved in the hospitality industry. And the hospitality industry is made up of literally thousands of people, from bartenders to waitresses to restaurant owners, and how their persona radiates to other people is so important. But Joe, for 48 years, has gone in and out of thousands of restaurants and bars and saloons and organizations and nonprofit organizations in helping them have successful operations and events. And we're throwing a retirement party for him on the 15th of this month at Gates 4. And the reason we're involved with it is because everybody wanted to do it, you know, but nobody knew how to do it, so they kind of gravitated to Up and Coming Weekly. Joe has absolutely nothing to do with it. He probably would like to get away from it, but we are having a retirement party for him, and it is being hosted by all the hundreds and hundreds of people that he has affected in this community over the years.
You know, there's a television show like that where the guy comes in and fixes the bars, and I don't know the name of it. Trevor, are you familiar with it at all? What I'm talking about?
Nah.
You know, it's like it's one of those big balls, and it comes in. Hey, this is terrible. You don't have this part right. You don't have this. This is what you need to do. You need to fire these people. You need to do this in order to make it come up. And so there's always that type of person that's needed in order to make your organization run.
Well, what Joe does is, with his personality, you know, he's a extremely talented man, loving, and he just goes above and beyond helping these people be successful in their business. So I do encourage everyone to read about Joe. If you know Joe and were affected by what he's done in the last half of a century, you know, there's information on how you can attend this party, which everybody's pitching in on. With any proceeds, if there are any proceeds, are going to go to Kidsville News, producing literacy and reading materials for children in Cumberland County schools, which is great.
Expound on that a little bit, because Up and Coming Weekly had a lot to do with that part of the publication.
Kidsville News, yes. Up and Coming Weekly is 30 years old. Kidsville News is actually 28 years old, and it is an educational and literacy publication. It is used by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction in every elementary school across the state for their 4th grade end-of-year testing. We are extremely proud of it, Gilbert. And I'll tell you something else. there are two things that are getting national attention now when it comes to children's education. One is literacy. They cannot read. Okay, we need to get them to read. The second is nutrition. And starting in February, when this next edition of Kidsville News is distributed to the schools, it is going to have a brand new nutrition section in it that we're very, very excited about, to get the kids to eat right and to be healthy.
All right, and time always runs out on us, and
I know.
you've got many more pages than I have minutes.
I got to say one more thing now.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, you got to read on page 15 about an event called Sunday Fun Day. And it is an event that's being put together by the Crown Coliseum, Up and Coming Weekly, and the Sand Trap. And it's to celebrate the show Menopause 2, the musical.
Wow.
So believe me, this is an event for the record books. It's going to be on a Sunday, and we're going to have a nice party over at the Sand Trap, and then we're all going to go over to see Seth and his friends at the Crown Coliseum to see this show. I saw the first one about 15 years ago in Las Vegas. It is tremendously funny. It's going to be a wine tasting. We're going to have gift certificates given out by Renaissance Spa and Hincamp Jewelers and Rocket Fit. It's just going to be a great time, Gilbert. So, and it's for men and women, right?
Sure. Well, you have a variety of stories in there. If people are interested in saying, "Hey, I got a great story," what should they do in terms of reaching out to an individual or to the paper itself?
That's a good point. Anyone can contact me or contact the editor at Up and Coming Weekly if they've got something to say in this community, whether it's has to do with the arts, has to do with politics, or has to do with anything that affects humanity within this county. That's what Up and Coming Weekly does. We're that voice. We're that conduit to the community. All they have to do is contact us.
All right, Bill Bowman, Up and Coming Weekly newspaper. Every other week you come in. Is Linda coming next time? Are you coming? Are you guys kind of flip flop?
Yeah. Well, Linda is in charge of the schedule, and believe me, she's right on top of it, Gilbert.
All right. Well, I look forward to another 2 weeks having you come in, and I'm always impressed because Linda brings in, I guess, a copy of the paper, and I come in and it's sitting there. Trevor said she brought it in yesterday, and I'm always, that Wednesday I see the cover, and I'm always intrigued about what's coming up next. And I think that's the type of thing you want.
Well, absolutely. We are terrible. This community is terrible at telling their own story. People say, Fayetteville's got bad reputation. No, we don't have a bad reputation. We just have a problem telling people what our community is really, really like. And that's one of the reasons Up and Coming Weekly has survived for 30 years.
You make a good point, and I'm scratching here because I've had my flu shot yesterday. I've always said, and I've said this to Fayetteville State University, I've said this to the Cumberland County Schools, I've said it to Fort Bragg, I've said it to Fayetteville Tech. Whenever there is a good news story, I've always run into red tape. Oh, we got to get the parent permission. Oh, we got to get this. Anytime as a television reporter for 34 years in this community, I wanted to do a bad story, I walked right up to the yellow tape and took all the pictures of all the stuff I wanted to see. So what is it, red tape or is it going to be yellow tape? And we really you have to go the extra mile to get this community to pat themselves on the back for the good things. I just saw a thing on the internet of 15 to 10 worst cities in North Carolina. Fayetteville was number 3 or number 2. It just came up. And who's writing that? But who makes that the point? Who makes that the narrative?
But they are getting it. If you look at our paper, you've got PwC, you've got Mike Nagowski and his crew over at the hospital, you've got Mark Sauls at FTCC and Methodist University. all feeding us information about what's going on in those facilities, which is extremely important because that's what our readers want to know. And it takes time and effort for them to do that, but they do it, and we're very proud to have those relationships.
All right, well, they say good news doesn't sell, so I don't care. Were you going to get
that's
good
crazy,
news?
Gilbert. Of course it does.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying that's the overall thought from folks, either not in the industry, but around. If there's a car accident, they want to see that. But if someone was able to get 1,500 or 1,600, I guess that's not relevant for the SAT, that person should be celebrated as well. Bill Bowman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we will have a chance to talk. Which way do you want to go next?
Let's head straight into commercial.
All right, we're going to, Bill, we're going to see you in 2 weeks. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide.